Hi, this is Dorothy Kelty with Raccoon Alley Creations, and I have started doing the Junk Journal January 2025 challenge that's hosted by Meg's Journals. And so the number one charge was the cover. Now, what I want to say about this book is I teach a class on how to make journals at Who Gives a Scrap here in Colorado Springs. And I did one where I showed different ways of bindings. And so rather than making a whole journal, I just used some cards and bound them with a Coptic binding. And so I just took one of those that I had made and I decided to use it. So what I've done here is I used cards, and because that wasn't enough pages, in this case, I just added a pull-on, okay, within this card and covered it up. So now, the second prompt was envelopes, and I had these three little envelopes around here that I think I got in a swap or something at some point. So I've always loved them, and I hadn't gotten around to using them, and I thought that was rather perfect. So I have a little something stuck in each of the three envelopes. And of course, there's three different sizes. So this is just a piece of paper folded up for some little journaling that somebody can do. Thinking about putting a quote on it, but I haven't done that yet. Also, I don't know how old they are, but they're not real happy with the abuse. So this also has some in. And then I decorated the back of it with a napkin and mostly scraps and stuff I had around. Okay, so number 3 was tickets. So these tickets were sitting on my desk, and what I did is I just made a tuck spot out of the tickets. So I've got, I glued them onto a strip. This is from a restaurant check where they take your order. I glued it on, and I used some scraps and stuff that I had around to put it on. And so that was that's tickets. Outline is number 4. And I just did something really simple for this one. So I thought this made kind of a pretty journaling card. You can write over the sewing or around it, I believe. I put in a tissue paper on here that had these mushrooms and stuff on them. I drew an outline around the mushrooms. I put a strip of, this was a drapery sample, and I sewed it down, and then I outlined it with the stitching on each side. So real super simple, but that's what I did for outline. The next one was depth. And depth, I did layering. There's probably going to be a layering later someplace, so then I'll have to do something else. But anyway, what I've done with the layering is, first of all, I covered this. I have a fold out, which has lace along here. So here's, and with the woman, depth is of friendship does not depend on length of acquaintance. So I like that quote. And then I've got lace and book page and a paper scrap and flowers. And these, have little beads in the center, which adds depth. And then a butterfly that has, a couple layers on it, add depth. And then this bow, it also brings things up and adds depth around it, okay? So the next one is embossed. Now, embossed is, I don't know if you can see it. This is a piece of card, blank card that was embossed. And so it's to fold over and make a card to send to somebody or something. So I made a text spot out of it. And then this lace doily was also embossed. So I just used a little ink to bring up the embossing so it was easier to see. And then have a little journaling card that I made to go into the tuck spot. The next one is tuck spot. For this one, my tuck spot, this is a peekaboo tuck spot, a la Kathleen Maurer. And so what I've done is I've taken several of these leaf shapes that were printed on cardstock, and I've glued them together to make a tuck sock where it peeks out at the bottom. And then this was a Oneida Biscuit ad that I got someplace. So this is a check register from 85 and 86. And I think you can write over this, especially if you did it at a slant or something, and use that for journaling. So I love this kind of peekaboo tuck spot. I think that's a lot of fun. For antique, now we're going to go over here. So both of these pages, I did the background together. And so this paper is from the 1800s and it's in Dutch. So that's antique book pages here and here. And then I have these ladies' dresses. So again, just real simple. I'm not Happiness Makes Up in Height for What It Lacks in Length by Robert Frost. So, and then this is an antique ribbon technique that they used to use to decorate cards and stuff that were sent out. So that's the other part of this that's antique. There is some of the antique book page over here too. Most of it got covered up. Okay, and then the last one is hidden. Now, when I decorated this page, this is the bottom of the stationery that this letter that I started writing and never finished, and I found it, so in 1989. So this was the bottom. And I took this paper and folded it to make a decoration on it. So that's all fine and good, but what it also does is underneath this one, I could have done it under both, but I just did it under the first one. This is a pocket. It's a hidden pocket. And so that's where you could take and write things that you don't necessarily want people to see, or secret things for people to find. Okay? So I'm caught up, and this has been fun so far. I'll try and work on it off and on and let you see what I'm doing. I could come back. I kind of feel like this needs more as I look at it. So I may very well come back and add some stamping on that, but I'll have to think about what to do. You know, they're not done until you quit, okay? So, thank you.